What's up, man?
There you go. Yeah, you look good.
How you doing?
Thank you, guys.
You know Farrah?
I haven't seen your movie yet, but I'm excited to check it out.
See? Take it easy.
Yeah, she has a movie too, Sal.
I know, exactly. I'm more
Yeah.
excited for hers than mine.
Yes.
And it's something about her end. I've heard.
In the butt in that?
I
Yes.
so have heard.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she does anal.
She dives right into
She,
it.
she,
See, that's dumb, though, because she could have worked up to it and milked more money out of the
Yeah.
situation.
but she
right?
lost her anal virginity at 15.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Yeah. Late bloomer, right?
Is that evident in the video?
That was just not even an option. Like when
Oh
we
my
were
God,
growing
no.
up, it was like there wasn't a fucking
No, that's
option.
crazy. It's
you
like-
would be
You heard myths of that.
Yes, it was mythical. You're right.
It was a mythical thing.
I think I was 30.
Yeah. I'm shocked
I
that
think
a
I was
teen
about
mom
30.
The first dick in your asshole.
There you go.
Oh Jesus.
I like a good. I like a good ass
30, I
fuck.
believe 30-ish. Around there.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, it wasn't even an option.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't even know how to ask for
They
it.
dive into it young these days.
Yeah, it's
I miss
crazy.
Well, because they want to keep
Yeah.
their virginity, so they
That.
become
That didn't work out too well either.
No.
But in general, yeah.
It's not a butt baby, is it? Teen Mom Butt Baby Edition would be I would watch that show.
A ratings juggernaut.
Exactly.
I gotta tell ya.
MTV reinvents the wheel.
Well, that was nice having her in here.
She's sexy, man. She was-
Well, yeah.
She was very attractive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
yes.
very thin, long legs.
Yeah,
She had
lovely.
fake breasts.
I think
Yes,
they are.
she got them
Augmented.
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 They use the word
All
augmented
that
these
sexy
days.
talk you have, Jimmy.
No, it says in the bio, augmented.
Your tits are so augmented.
That's a gross word. It is.
Yes.
It's
It's
like
not
you do to a
sexy.
machine. I augmented my car.
After Teen Mom, she had them augmented.
Yeah, good for her.
Teen Mom
Can
money.
you just say she got breast implants?
I like natural tits. Like I don't know why women do that. They're
don't
under the
either.
Yeah.
Nothing's more sad than a porn star you like gets fake breasts.
Oh, my God,
After
yes.
you're into
Yeah.
them already, and then you're like, oh.
It should just be, regular fucking. I don't care if they're small, big.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
Just
we've been
not-
lucky over the years. We've seen so many, and as soon as they take their shirt off, it's like, what the fuck? It looks great in a sweater. Every once in a while, you get one that's done right, and you're like, fuck, that's good.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
But they always go too big, and the skin's too tight, and it doesn't
gross.
move at all.
It's
and
weird.
The scars, and they remove the nipple sometimes, put it back over here.
Over here now.
Sometimes they're both on one side. They lose track.
like a flounder.
Exactly.
Seth, we've seen it all, Seth. Scars under the arm because they go under the arm.
They go under the arm.
Then we had a broad on that pumps up her own boobs.
No shit.
Yes, she puts her own saline in, depending on what she has to do.
Like Liberace's dick.
Yeah, Liberace, yeah. Did you see that movie?
I made it halfway through. I didn't finish it.
No, huh?
I will. Not because of that.
It is hard to continue watching after you come.
Exactly, I know. I'll finish it later. I like to keep it fresh.
We got what's his name coming in tomorrow, right? Scott
Thorson.
Scott.
The actual guy?
Yeah, we got the actual guy tomorrow.
I gotta ask how big Liberace's cock was. I mean, who doesn't want to know that?
You got to know.
Of course, you're a journalist.
Yeah,
You have to ask those
exactly.
questions.
You
Yes.
think he had a hammer?
I don't
Hammer.
know. Maybe because he wanted to fucking. Did you see the movie?
I saw the first half,
It
but
was-
he talks about how
What
doesn't
happened?
He have like an,
Why
he has
did
an
you watch-
augmentation.
Yes,
doesn't
Why
he?
didn't you watch the second?
I actually just fell asleep.
Oh,
Like
I
it
thought-
wasn't like a purposeful. Like fuck this shit.
Seth blew a load and dozed off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just knock off in your own
I
mess.
came and I did it. Yeah.
I'll
It
save
was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'll save the other half for later. For next weekend.
That was good. Yeah, I'd like
Michael
to
Douglas was
ask
has
The
to win something.
performances are
Amazing.
unfucking
Really good.
believable.
Yeah.
He
That's
was
what I was
unbelievable
saying.
in it.
Matt Damon.
Rob Lowe's
Rob Lowe.
unbelievable.
Hilarious. He's so fucking funny.
He's so funny.
What
in
a
it.
creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
was
of
laughing
course,
at
we're here to talk about your movie.
Okay, sure.
This is
Seth,
the
I
end.
I'll talk about butt babies more.
Yeah.
I saw This Is the End, man. Fuck,
Man.
I loved it.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely
man.
loved it.
I really appreciate that.
And I haven't loved a comedy in a while. It's been a couple of years now.
It's tough to make a good
Very
one.
tough to make a good
Why do you think
comedy,
it's
yeah.
tough?
I think it's tough to let them leave you alone, honestly. Like, that's what I found is the most tough, is to resist, like, money. Honestly, like you have to like make movies for like cheaper than you can make them for. Is like what's a little counterintuitive. Like we probably could make more expensive movies, but we don't because we get to make fucking crazy movies if we make cheaper movies. So like you literally get paid less, you have less time to make them. Like, and it's taken me years to realize that that's better, but it is better, and I think that's why we've found it hard. Like every movie we've made that isn't as good as the better movies we've made is because of the rating or the budget or just something that kind of ultimately disqualifies it from being like batshit fucking crazy, which is what you want to be able to do. Is like any idea you come up with on set, you want to be like, let's do that, and you don't ever want to be like, I don't think we can do that.
Right.
Well, with that said, there's so many cameos in this movie, and the one thing I was thinking as I'm sitting there, like, man, Seth's got to pay all these people.
We didn't pay any of them shit.
but how do you get them all to agree to do their cameos?
You call it a lot of favors
and just say please.
Right? Yeah, wow. You just say please, and you hope. I do stuff that people ask me if I think it's funny. Like, if you're, if there's so few actually funny things out there that if there's something that you feel like might be funny, then you just do it. Like,
you want to do a Vine with me?
Yeah, exactly. That's about the amount of time I commit to those things.
But I can only commit to the first 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'll do the first cut of the Vine. but yeah, I mean, it's just fun. People want to do funny shit. Like, it's fun for them as, people who like to be funny to do funny shit. So it wasn't that hard to get people.
How do you explain the movie in your words there?
How do I explain the plot of the movie?
Yeah.
It's hard, but we say, I guess it's about a bunch of famous people that are having a party at James Franco's house, and then the apocalypse happens, and a lot of them die, and the survivors barricade themselves in the house and kind of have to deal with each other's underlying issues with each other and their friendships and their
as they ride out the apocalypse.
As they ride out the end of the world.
When you pick up Jay at the airport and go back to your place, I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Exactly.
That whole sequence, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a really fucking good movie.
Thank you.
And it's tough to talk about a movie I've seen that other people haven't seen. You don't want to give away shit.
Yeah, it's true. But one thing you'll like, and I actually thought about this we use war pigs in the movie.
Oh, nice.
And we kind of cut it in we kind of use it as score almost, we use the riff over and over again. And in order to do that, Ozzy Osbourne had to clear it. So he actually came himself with Sharon to our offices and watched the entire movie by himself. Wow. And he fucking loved it. And he cleared us the song for the movie. And also over the end credits, there's a new Sabbath song from his new album that literally kicks in right when the movie ends.
Do you mean this album?
I do mean that album. But what was great is we got to listen to the whole album in December because we got to pick which song we wanted at the end, and it was amazing.
That's fucking great.
It's so good. Put it this way.
It's so good.
It's so good that it made Jimmy pop into a British accent when Ozzy was here yesterday.
He was here yesterday.
It's
you talked to him in a British accent?
Well, we got to play it for Ozzy and Geezer came in yesterday. And, I don't know what happened.
Jimmy's such a fanboy. He literally, if you're hanging out with people long enough, you kind of take on some of their speech patterns.
The first time I had a good friend from New York, I couldn't help it.
You just start talking like this a little bit.
A little bit here and there.
Jimmy instantly became British or Irish or Scottish. We're not even sure what it was.
You became James Norton.
I became the other Jim Norton, the actor who's
there's an English gentleman.
There's an old British Jim Norton.
Yeah, he was sitting here yesterday.
I have to confess, when Seth walked in, I laughed like him.
Did you?
Yes. Go back to the tape later.
We are great like that.
I don't know why.
I've had people tell me that before, actually.
Because your laugh is
listen
great.
to
this is from yesterday. It's a quick clip. They're coming in to be interviewed.
Yes, and the part where he talks about how he's losing weight, Ozzy goes, wow, you lost a lot of weight. And then Jim tells him how he's losing weight. Listen to this put-on fucking douchey British accent.
Or you could just say just a boy talking to Ozzy.
Douche. Ozzy Osbourne. That's me. How you doing, Ozzy?
That's you. Okay.
Take a seat, my friend.
Hello.
Hi, guys. What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Take a seat.
How are you?
You've lost so much weight.
Yeah, Jimmy lost a lot of weight.
Just going to the gym. Just going to the gym.
Just go to the gym. Just go to the gym.
It's for the cadence.
Yeah.
He took the cocky cadence.
Did. And then, but there's another one right after that, too, you got to hear, because he does that. He goes, try to eat better. It's terrible.
Here it is.
Yeah, Jimmy lost a lot of weight.
Just going to the gym. Just going to the gym and eating better.
I'm so douched out by that.
But I do, thank God I came right back.
You did. You bounced back. Did you know it as it was happening?
Yeah, I felt something was wrong.
Is it me?
Yeah. I think I realized that I switched histories and continents. I'm like, oh, you've just become another human. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I just got caught up in it because they're so British.
I do something almost equally embarrassing around musicians, which is I'll start singing their songs without realizing it.
Shit.
Like, and I do it a lot. Like, and I always, it is super fucking embarrassing. Like, if Ozzy was here, I would just start being like, and then I like have to catch myself. I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking singing this asshole song.
Jimmy'd be like, oh, I know that song.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, great. Oh, yeah, I wrote that fucking song. Good for you.
What the fuck? Yeah.
You know it. What the fuck?
You know what people seem to really like when serious actors or actors that aren't really known for comedy are funny in a movie.
They do.
And the cameos like that are fantastic.
It doesn't happen that often when you get a serious actor in there.
Yeah.
But every once in a while you have a James Franco or someone like that who actually can do both things.
And was everyone really cool with like goofing on themselves, or was there something that you wrote and they're like, dude, come on, man?
There was nothing like career-wise they wouldn't say. Every once in a while we would hit a wall with people that we maybe wouldn't have hit if they weren't playing themselves. We asked Jonah to say he would like suck God's dick if he liked it. And he was like, I don't know if I want to say that. And there was some Craig, like Mother Teresa's like a piece of shit line. He was like, I don't know if I want to do that. He's like, I think he's like, please don't make me say that. You're like, okay, fine.
No, it was great, and he's only on for a little bit. I think people know by now. Michael Cera.
Oh yeah, he's
how you spun that.
Yeah,
because we've kind of made fun of him a little bit. How he's been playing the same guy a little bit.
Sweet.
We love him, but you fucking hit it out of the park with that.
Yeah, he was. I can't believe he did it. He plays like a coked out sexual.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if you want to say it.
No, yeah, it's okay. Some of the material. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and we wrote that like it's fucking nuts. Like we wrote it and we sent it to him and we were like, there's no way he'll do it. And we literally got back an email just being like, okay. And then we didn't have like one other conversation with him about it.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, it's just like whatever you're like, you're getting your ass eaten in this scene. He's like, okay, whatever. It's cool.
That's the scene. He's in the bathroom.
It's fantastic.
And he's doing coke with Rihanna.
Yeah.
It was pretty good to look at, man.
Unbelievable.
Oh, shit, that's fantastic.
And the other thing, when Danny McBride shows up in the movie, he's a fucking pimp.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's
McBride's like the funniest
unfucking
guy ever. Like, when he's on, there's nobody fucking funnier than that guy. It's crazy. Like, he kills all of us. And he's so, like, ruthless. Like, he really, like, he came to the set, like, he came to filming, like, a few weeks after we'd been filming, and I just kept emailing him being like, we're really going at each other pretty hard in here, so, like, bring your game. And he just, like, decimated everybody. Like, it was that James Franco didn't suck any dick. He would just, like, call it, like, everyone was just like, holy shit, this is insane.
Did you guys have room to just improv?
Yeah, a lot of it
good.
was, we improvised.
It seems like it.
Yeah, especially when you're ourselves, you want to, you know, like, really give the guys freedom to...
And you hang out with each other, not on a regular basis, but that's kind of the group of friends, really?
Yeah, I mean, like, I have, like, probably a closer group of friends that I see more regularly, but people like Jay Barish, Craig Robinson, I actually see a lot, McBride, I see a lot, Franco, I see quite a bit. Yeah. Like, all these guys were, like invited to or at my wedding, and I at theirs. Like we're actually really good friends, so it's nice to work with them.
You got a name for your group of people?
Exactly.
Like the Bratch Pack?
I'm so glad we don't have one of those comedy group names.
Please.
I call mine the Fighting Irish.
Yes, of course you do. And then you sound Scottish when you do it.
The commitments.
Nice.
Shit. Yeah, very well received, the movie. It's getting good reviews.
Which is ridiculous.
And for
there's a lot of giant cocks in the movie. It might be the best reviewed movie with giant cocks in it.
I think that's the tagline from Rolling Stone.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
insane.
cool.
Yeah, the monsters are great. The fucking special effects.
No
you got
skimping on the CGI.
No, you got some zombie stuff in there. You got a little of everything.
We got a little of everything.
I think you're going to do all right with this one, Seth.
I think it's going to do okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we made it pretty cheap. We'll probably make back our whole budget like before the weekend's over, honestly. Like,
nice.
Yeah,
How much did it cost?
It's a $31 million movie.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Do you think that if you make it like cheaper like that they look at it and go like, fuck, man, he's making fucking 8 times. You don't let him do what he wants because it's made cheap, makes so much.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Like, if you're in that range, you could have as many giant cocks in your movies. You could have Mike Sayer doing coke and having his ass eat, and no one says shit.
No one's gonna mind.
They let you go.
Leave
for
him
it.
alone. It's cheap.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's got some names in it. We love it.
You just don't want to be their biggest problem, and like that's all it is like don't be the studio's biggest fucking problem, and like we've been the biggest problem, and like you don't want to be the biggest problem.
Yeah.
You want to be like the other thing that they're not worried about. Like,
Jesus Christ.
way fucking better.
What
Yeah.
movie was the big problem?
Green Hornet was their biggest problem.
Fucking superhero movies, right?
Yeah, those are always their biggest
Those are the
problem.
biggest problems.
No matter what studio you're at, whatever superhero movie they're making is their biggest problem.
Yeah.
All the brass got their fucking hands in it, right?
Yeah, and it's expensive and it's spinning out, and we're the movie that we're just making, and they're not worried about it.
What's going on in the corner? It's just
don't worry about
it. No, the fucking the villain costume.
It's true. It's exactly what it is.
Talk to the mailroom clerk. He's got an idea about the boots.
Yeah, it's true. And as we were those guys, you see other guys like being able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Oh, you're like, fuck. That guy.
We're absorbing all the attention.
You got anything you're working on now?
No,
Anything in the pipe? Not you, Jimmy.
Yeah, we're about to make another. We're going to direct another movie with me and James Franco about 2 journalists who try to assassinate Kim Jong-un while interviewing him.
Oh, interesting.
That's a good concept.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
All right.
We were just talking about that, like that whole assassinate using the guise of a journalist.
Right. Yeah, well, that's how the
with
idea came up, honestly.
Yes.
Literally. It was like we were joking around about, like, how come they don't kill him? And they were like, why don't we make a movie where they try to kill him? And, so it's about, like, a guy. It's like Franco plays, like, a Ryan Seacrest type guy, and we find out that Kim Jong-un's, like, a fan of his. Like, he's a fan of American bullshit. And so we get an interview with him, and then the CIA asks us to assassinate him, like, while we're there interviewing him, basically.
Yeah, we were talking to Mike Baker, who's an ex-CIA operative.
Yeah.
He was in here. We were talking about Osama bin Laden and some of the videos of him back in the day. And it's like, just fucking have a gun camera or something like that.
Yeah.
And he actually looked at me and he goes, oh, yeah, we never thought of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, who the fuck am I talking to? What an asshole.
Just Walter Cronkite said no. Are you fucking kidding me? You kill him.
Yeah. Well, that's a great idea, and especially using the goofiness of Kim Jong-un.
Yeah,
I know.
Has he agreed to do it?
He's and we're not paying him, but he's just a comedy fan, apparently.
Can get a cameo, can't
Exactly.
you? God damn.
We're good with cameos.
How'd you like directing it?
I loved it. It was really, it was actually really fun. Like we've written a lot of these movies, and then you don't get to be the one to execute them, and they've often have turned out better than we probably would have done. But it's fun to just be able to see it through and actually like do it how you picture it.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most fun part of the job. Like, it's not harder than producing a movie, which is what we're used to doing. Like, it's way fucking harder to get someone to give you $30 million than it is to spend $30 million. And that's what the director is doing, is spending all the money that other people are getting.
Right.
So it's, like, actually really enjoyable. Like, it's kind of the least stressful part of making the movie. Like, everything, like, it's sandwiched in shit. Like getting the movie ready sucks, and then promoting, making sure that the trailers are good and the TV spots and the press, making sure that it's good. Like, all that stuff is a fucking pain in the ass. Actually, making the movie is, like, by far the most fun part of the process.
And as far as directing, how did you just jump into directing at some point?
Yeah.
And were you petrified? That seems like a daunting task.
It does seem daunting, but I think what we slowly realized is what we had been doing was actually harder. Like, that producing the movies and making sure the director wasn't going off the fucking rails and doing something crazy like that. There was a point where we realized, like, this is less stressful than not directing the movies.
But I think, like, you probably need a lot of self-confidence, because you think you get on set and people are now like, all right, that's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's doing this. And you're just sitting there going, oh, my God, I'm the guy, and I don't have a fucking clue.
No, you have to. It's true. That would happen every once in a while. You'd look around and you'd be like, oh, I'm the one that has to move this. Like,
you have to figure this out.
No one else is going to do this. Oh, I'm the one who has to say.
Getting done?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, everyone's waiting for me to tell them what to do. And every time you'd be like, why is anyone doing anything? Oh, because I haven't fucking decided what we're doing yet. But generally, you need to plan. You plan a lot. You just try to make sure that doesn't happen. A good team helps. Like, the first AD, we have a good first AD who we work with. Like, that kind of stuff. Like, your infrastructure is helpful in that situation.
I hear a lot of assistants help, and a lot of like a DP, a good DP.
Good DP is very helpful. We have this young guy, Brandon, who's awesome, and really, like, he's one of our good friends now. Like, it's good to have, like, guys like that around you.
Yeah, because I've seen some directors where it's like they kind of look through the lens.
Yeah.
And then you don't even see him anymore.
No, it's
like
true.
Everyone else kind of does everything.
Yeah, and we're always, like, writing, like, we're pitching jokes during the scenes and during the takes, and, like, I think we do a much more active version. Like, sometimes they literally just, like, say the same shit every time. Like, we never do that ever. We always try to
smart.
Push them to find crazier new shit. And
that's got to be so important in a comedy, because I don't even know how comedies can be filmed like a regular movie where, all right, that's the 20th fucking take of this joke, and you got to still look like you're authentically. It's funny.
And what's hard with this is, like, if someone improvised something funny, then you do have to do that. Then you have to cover it from all the guys' angles and like make sure it's funny. And it ends up you do have to do it 20 times to make sure it's the best version. But, like,
was that ever funny?
Was
that ever funny? What the fuck?
But you gotta, like, I genuinely think that, like, if we think it's funny and we're, like, dying, like, if we think, like, this is, like, genuinely fucking funny, then it is almost always actually funny. There's like, it's very rare that we are like, this is super fucking funny, and we're just totally
You're
wrong.
all missing the fucking mark there.
And it's like, and I think people can tell when you like when I watch South Park, which I love, like, I genuinely get a sense that they think it's funny,
right?
Which is one of my favorite parts of the show. Like, you can tell, it's one of the reasons your show is great. Like, you can tell you guys actually laugh at each other, and it's nice, And I think that actually comes across.
The South Park documentary was great because you saw them kind of talking to each other, working out a bit, and then getting on the mics in the studio and laughing their fucking asses off.
And you can tell, like, I genuinely think you can tell, like, that the second they turn off the microphones, they're laughing.
They're laughing, and at just, like, the most inane dick joke stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And you really get a feel for who the people are.
It's really funny.
Somehow, I like, you don't think that was happening on Caddyshack 2.
Exactly. Jackie Gleason wasn't. I can't do another take.
Jackie
fellas.
Mason.
Mason.
Should
have been Jackie Gleason.
Was that funny? Yeah, it should have been. In his state at the time.
Not one guy thought that was a bad idea.
Exactly. Comedy sequels are tough. We've never done one.
But that one wasn't even close.
No.
It would be great if it was a comedy sequel, but you just made it into a drama and told nobody.
Right.
Yeah. How disappointed everybody would be.
Kind of what Caddyshack 2 did.
And Arthur went fucking serious.
Oh, Arthur 2 on the rocks.
I thought that was an idea.
Sister Act 2 might be the best comedy sequel.
Yeah, there you go. That could work.
It might be the only one that is good.
It is. You know what it is? I guess you have to put the same gags in stuff, and people have seen it already. Like they always do that in this comedy sequel. Oh, people laughed at that, so let's do it again.
Yeah, but bigger.
Yeah, bigger and
Has there ever been a really
good comedy sequel?
Not really.
Fuck, that's a great question.
You know
maybe,
who did well? Austin Powers.
I was going to say Austin Powers.
Some of those, you know what? One of those stupid fucking, like the third one was on TV the other day, and I just put it on, and I was like, actually, like this is pretty fucking funny. Like, this is genuinely funny shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Austin Powers pulled it off. Absolutely.
I think those types of movies, like I think Anchorman 2 will be funny. I think movies with like no emotional weight or reality whatsoever, like they're almost making fun of the concept of the fact that they are movies in and of themselves. Like I think like those airplane movies, like those have genuinely
Naked Guns is funny.
Yeah, the Naked Guns are funny. Yeah,
Hangover kind of pulled it off at the second one.
The second one's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there was a drop off, but it didn't suck.
It's hard to.
It's hard though.
Something like that, definitely.
To capture the magic again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't see 3 yet. I didn't see.
No, I haven't
see
either.
3.
No. But we're not talking about that. This is the end. This is the end.
How was Barbara Streisand? I mean, she's somebody that none of us ever get to kind of be around. And you spent.
It was really cool, actually, to be around someone like that. I mean, as someone who's like a fan of movies and shit like that, like she just knew everyone. I would just because I was in a car with her all fucking day, so I would just literally like rack my brain to think of like God, like who could I ask her about? And it was great. Like I would just be like, "You ever meet Elvis?" And she'd go, "Oh yeah, I met Elvis." She'd like 10 Elvis stories. I'd be like, "You ever meet Peter Sellers?" You're like, "Yeah." She smoked weed with Peter Sellers. She told me she had a great story. And she like knew like Marlon Brando. She went on a road trip with across the fucking country. Like she knew all these people and had amazing. And she would tell me these stories for like hours and hours.
And she was cool.
Jesus.
Super cool.
Cool.
She, she's been famous since she was like 16 years old, and she's been famous for like 50 years. So it's like, there's definitely some slight, removed from everyday reality things that are bound to. But I don't know if it's any more than any other Jewish lady who's around that age. But she tries to. She's very nice. Like she goes out of her way to try to be nice, to the crew, and she like buy ice cream for the crew and shit like that. Like she was nice.
I got to ask you something. When you're like you spend a lot of time in a car, with her and stuff, and I'm sure that takes a long time.
Yeah.
You can't just cut a gasser in front of Barbara Streisand.
No, you can't. It's tough.
Can?
No, you cannot.
Oh, you
cannot.
can't.
She would not be happy about it.
Right.
She would be vocally.
Were there any instances where you're like, oh, fuck, I really
gotta get the fuck out of this fucking thing? Probably. I imagine I did. Every once in a while. Yeah, I would try to get up and walk around.
Oh, I gotta stretch my legs.
You gotta walk around a little bit.
I'll be right back,
I try to spread it over like a 30-foot radius usually.
Yes, the more real estate you cover, the more it diffuses.
I go to the crowd. I don't avoid a crowd.
She probably wanted to fart in the car too, though.
Yeah, she's sitting there like, oh my God, I wish she'd get out of here.
Barbara Streisand doesn't fart.
Did she ask you for any showbiz stories?
No. I don't think, She would ask what we do. Like, she seemed kind of fascinated with, like, just kind of young people in general. Yeah. What do you do? Do you watch TV? You go on the internet? I would actually, she watches movies. I literally used to watch, like, fucking Captain America at her house. Like, she watches every movie that comes out every weekend. Like,
how cool is that?
Crazy.
Wow, damn.
She's going over to Barbara Streisand's house and watching a movie.
And it was Captain America.
I know.
You ever see Nuts? I like that.
Yeah, it was great.
With Dreyfus and Carl Malden. That was a good
funny girl.
Mm.
She's great. She's a talented lady.
Yeah.
This is the end. It's in studio. Today actually comes out. It's in studios.
What?
Studio.
It's in theaters.
That's what we say across the pond. It's in studios.
It's in cinemas now.
Go to cinema. Yes.
It comes out 12 June in cinemas.
Yes. I think it's going to go well with the people who are in university. Yeah, very good.
This is the end. I heard it's fucking hilarious. I'm so annoyed I haven't seen it.
I saw it, man. I fucking laughed the whole fucking time.
It's actually very funny.
And the
very
reaction at the end was great. People were applauding, and they just loved it.
Yeah, there's a very good, almost a unanimously positive reaction.
Any Hal Needham blooper reel at the end?
No, we did it. It's hard to resist doing it because you just know, like, people will love this. This will play through the roof.
Franco can't even fucking have a straight face.
Our editor's actually the one who was just like, no, I'm not fucking doing this. He's like, we got a good ending. This is fucking bullshit.
Let the people leave the fucking theater.
It's just one person with integrity that works on the movie. It's like, I'm not fucking doing
That's
that.
Good to have an editor with integrity.
It's true.
We were just talking the other day how it's awkward when you're leaving and then you have to stop and just stand in your spot.
Oh, there's more.
And you're laughing your ass off, but it's like you don't know what to do. Do I go back to my seat for a couple minutes?
When you're slowly walking up the aisle with your head turned around to the screen, bumping into people.
Peter Sellers was livid that they did a blooper at the end of fucking Bean.
Really? I could imagine
Really?
it kind of, in a way, like, undercuts the entire
Totally
movie,
undercuts the
you know?
movies.
And, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually hate that fucking outtake. Like, it's super bizarre.
Was there only one? I don't remember. I know.
Yeah, it's him trying to get through the speech of, like, and he told me to tell that honky motherfucker that he should, like, and he can't, and he keeps laughing, but, like, I think it's the same take, like, they show, like, it's like
over and
6
over.
attempts of
Wow.
him trying to get through the same
And
thing.
he was fucking furious at
I
that.
could totally see why. I'd be like,
Yeah,
at the
that's
end of
like
fucking
it's-
Forrest Gump, showing Tom Hanks, be like, life is all I can't, guys. I can't.
It takes away
It's
from
like,
the
you've
moment.
just taken us on a magical fucking journey with a lovable idiot. Don't undercut it. But
It's also
showing
like
me-
showing you making mistakes.
I bought into this lovable moron.
Right.
That's crazy. It was like going to your mechanic, and it's like, here's your fixed car, but here's what happened.
Exactly.
Ah,
Along
you
the way.
motherfucker. He's banging his knuckles and fucking spills oil all over your interior.
It's cursing out he's yelling
you.
racial shit. To your mother's a whore.
Yes. Now the blooper reel at the guy that made your sandwich.
My scab fell in it.
Who directed Bean there?
Hal Ashby.
It was Hal Ashby. Okay.
Was. And he's one of the great directors, like, of all time.
No, but here's how phony I am. I said it was Hal Ashby. Like, that's what I had been thinking. I wasn't.
You weren't thinking that?
No.
It was big time Hal
Yeah,
Ashby.
No, I was going to say that, but I had no idea.
What's worse is when somebody says, like, who somebody was, and they go, yeah, that was fucking, Mike Smith. And you're like, Mike Smith, right. And then they go, oh, no, it was Matt Smith. And you're like, you already made it like you knew Mike Smith. It's so fucking embarrassing. Yeah. It's like, no, I don't know that guy.
I was supporting you on the journey. I didn't want to leave you
I
hanging
was
out there.
helping you out.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me because I lied.
That could have been embarrassing for you. And I didn't want to do that. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Oh, I'm going to use that tech next time I fuck that up.
It's a technicality.
I'm helping you, you fuck.
I got to ask you about Superbad. I'm looking at your bio really fast. At age 13,
Yeah, we started
you
writing it.
co-wrote a rough draft at age 13 for Superbad?
Yeah, we started in
And
high
it
school.
shows. It's
Yeah,
fucking.
exactly.
It's a perfect adolescent kind of
Holy
a.
No, it's like we
a
were
vibe.
virgins. Like literally, all we were thinking about was getting laid, and like, and if we would never get fucking laid, and we had we got a fake ID around the time, and like, even literally, like when we were in high school, like the script was always about like guys who wanted to get laid, and girls asked them to buy liquor to get to a party for them, and it literally always falls.
I
with the
get
same
all
story.
that, but writing it at 13 is what's amazing.
Yeah, we sat down.
Dude,
to
that-
do it.
That is amazing.
That movie, by the way, is its decade's version of like what Porky's was in the 70s and,
Right.
and Fast Times at Ridgemont High in the 80s.
Right.
It
Thanks.
fucking defines a decade for that type of comedy. I love
it's
it.
weird, but I've worked with like younger people now. As I used to always be like the youngest guy in the movie, and now I'm not, which is fucking terrible. But now you work with the younger guys, and yeah, it's like they're like, I grew up watching that movie, and you're like, fuck.
How old's the movie now?
It came out. It's like 7 years old. But
It's
I
already
guess if
7 years
you're like
old.
in your late 20s, then you were like
Yeah.
in college when it came out, basically.
You haven't changed much because I saw recently Freaks and Geeks and stuff, and it's like, you're still
kind of the same guy.
He's still the same fucking guy.
I almost look better than I did then in some way.
Yeah, you had to kind of grow into yourself
It's
a
true.
bit.
I'm less awkward now.
Still smoke the weed?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
For sure.
And it's so
It's great. It's
Have
great.
it's fantastic. Have you tried it?
it is fascinating too for people that
Nice.
don't know you and your people that you hang out with to see you with people that you hang out with and you're in movies now. It's like, hey, look, he's with James Franco in this. They've known each other forever.
It's true.
This is like
Weird.
amazing.
I met Frank when I was 16 years old.
16?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy to think of that now.
What was he doing back then?
We did Freaks and Geeks together. We were on the same TV show. He was just a handsome, a handsome actor.
But he wasn't in movies yet, right?
He was not in movies yet. He was in like a teen movie, but he was the same. I have a painting hanging on my wall that James Franco gave me when I was 16 years old. Like he's always been really into like that art stuff, and like he would always be on set reading like a fucking like Nietzsche book, and you'd be like, this guy's full of shit. And now like 15 years later, you're like, maybe he's not full of shit. He's actually into that stuff.
That's a hell of a fucking gag to pull for 15 years.
He's really committed to this handsome, smart guy.
Like that fucking Chinese magician in the Prestige.
Exactly.
He's living the part.
He's really doing it. Yeah.
Well, we got to get Seth out of here.
Yes,
unfortunately.
Seth's very busy today. A lot of press.
A lot of press today.
Fucking thanks for coming in,
Thank you guys.
man.
I actually listen to the show all the time.
Really?
I actually do.
Sorry.
That's pretty
all
cool.
the fucking time.
I'm a good actor, qualified to be in film.
Stop.
That's me as an FBI agent.
That's all you need.
You got to cast a fresh-faced young kid.
If you're redoing something maybe in Dublin or
maybe
I hear they're doing a Trainspotting sequel, so maybe you can get
Trainspotting Oliver Twist.
I'll play the baby on the ceiling in part 2.
Exactly. You're probably what it would look like now.
Fucking Seth Rogen.
Rising the roll. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks so much, man.
This is the Ed Opens today. Wow. Okay. And Seth Rogen on Twitter. Another one to follow on Twitter. We'll be back.
The Opie Anthony Show on Sirius XM.